Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is Knoxtra here, and this is a picture of a Mega Mawile with the letters APL. Now, what does APL stand for? To be honest with you, I don't even know myself. But I know what it means for you guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the third time I've tried to record this video. So I might forget a couple of things and think that I already mentioned it because I recorded like a second half to this video already. Low-key, sort of odd stuff. But yeah, so this means that you are going to be watching more showdown battles. For sure. Other than that, what does it mean? It means that I'm in a draft league. I decided just randomly out of the blue that I really wanted to participate in a draft league. A Pokemon draft league sort of thing. So, yeah, I went out and I sought one. This is a very, like, semi-competitive, I guess, but it's more of like a fun league. And as you'll see for sure through my drafting, like, it's definitely not a bad draft, but it's more of a fun draft for sure. There's a couple of mons in there that you'll see, like, you'll be like, why would anybody ever want to use this? I mean, I don't know if they'll work. I don't know if they'll work, but if they do work, they're gonna be so good. So good. They have very high potential for success, and they also have very high potential for failure. So, yeah. Now this league is going to be like monitored, and like all the scores and the kills and everything for all the teams is going to be monitored through a Google document, which I will my phone. Nothing happens until I'm recording a video, and then it's just like zerp. Anyway, man, that sidetracked me super bad. I have no idea what I was just talking about. Right, so the Google Doc. I'll link it below in the description so you can follow every team, not just me, and our wins and losses and whatever. Yeah. The only bad thing about the Google Doc is there will definitely be spoilers in there. Probably not for this week. I'm not gonna lie, I already had my week 1 battle. I recorded a sort of, like, the second half of this video is a, like, team prep sort of video, just going over the team that I'm bringing into my week 1 battle, and I'm gonna include that as part of this video. And then I might even upload the battle today. If not, it's gonna be up tomorrow, but just be warned, more than likely the results from our week 1 match will be in the Google Doc when I link it to this video. So if you do not want spoilers, and in the future, more than likely, it might take me a day or two to edit the battle and upload it. So just be very careful when you're looking at the Google Doc, if you're looking at the Google Doc, because there could very well be spoilers in there. But anyway, that's enough schematics. Let's get into our draft. So, I was the last person to join this. It's only 8 people in this league. I was the last person to join, and I joined when the draft was already happening. So, I was able to pick last in the first OU round. Oh, it went, the draft order went OU, UU, RU, NU, NU, RU, UU, OU. So it went like that. So going into it, I knew that I would have the last OU mon, the first OU mon in the second round, and the first UU Mon, and there were 3 Mons that I really wanted to use, and knowing that, I was able to get all 3, and you'll see that the picks throughout the rest of the draft were definitely influenced by this. Knowing like my core, the like 3, they're not even the 3 most offensive Mons on my team. My team's like the way that I describe it is bulky offense, but like a haxy bulky offense, and you'll definitely see what I mean by that as I go through it. But it's definitely more focused on offense than bulk. There's a couple tanks in there, setup sweepers, Mons that just hit extremely hard, and these 3 Mons hit extremely hard. They are really, really good in this format because they have a lot of things that they can do. But anyway, let's get into my first OU pick, and it is Manaphy. Manaphy, yes, Manaphy. Manaphy somehow did not get drafted in the first round. 6 or 7 of these people wanted Megas first round. I think one of them wanted a UU Mega, so they definitely didn't choose Mega in the first round, and I think maybe one other one chose it in the second round. Not 100% sure on that. Definitely somebody chose Starmie in the first round, and I'm not sure whether that's the person who chose Mega Sceptile, spoilers, sort of, or not. Yeah. So Manaphy. What does Manaphy do? Well, Manaphy is literally the best or second best, depending on how you feel, OU Mon in general. It gets Tail Glow, +3 in 1 turn. It's got 100 in every stat, so it can be insanely bulky, rather speedy, really hard hitter. It gets a U-turn, it gets knockoff if you want to run utility moves on it, which you probably don't. It's insane coverage, Signal Beam, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Scald obviously, Hidden Powers, Energy Ball, Ice Beam, if I didn't already say that. So yeah, it can be a really, really powerful offensive threat. It gets Hydration as its only ability, but it's all you need because if you run Rest, Rain Dance on your team somewhere, it doesn't have to be on this Mon. Rain Dance, Rest, Hydration, you're gold, and most of the time you're probably going to want to run Leftovers or maybe a Life Orb on this Mon. You could throw a Damp Rock on there or any of the choice items, probably not a choice band. Only gets 4 good attacking moves, I think, in Knockoff, U-turn, Return, and Waterfall, so not the best physical attacker, but what it lacks in physical attack, it makes up, more than makes up for in bulk special attack. Survivability, random other moves, I think it gets Reflect and Light Screen, it gets Psych Up, just going off the top of my head. It gets Calm Mind, so Sub Calm Mind could be a thing. Acid Armor Calm Mind could be a thing, but then you want to run Rest probably, and then you're limited to like Scald, or if you want to run Rain Dance on there, you can't do anything, so it's like, why even bother? I don't know. But after you see my first 2 Mons, you'll definitely be able to, well, probably be able to pick up on what the third is. So we keep going, and we go to the first UU round, I want to say. I want to hope that I have this in the right order, and yes I do. Shaman. Seed Flare, anyone? -2 special defense, anyone? I already fought the Venusaur team, anyone? The Mega Venusaur team, anyone? Shaman. I was not a huge fan of this thing until my first draft league. I got bodied by a Spec Shaman because I completely underestimated it. It's got coverage for days, Earth Power, Air Slash, who would expect that? Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, Psychic, maybe Signal Beam, not too sure about that one. Looking through its movesets, I found it had Sword Stance, which you wouldn't really want to run because it gets little to no physical attacking moves. But what else does it get? Tailwind, Leech Seed. I don't think it gets the powder moves, but I could be wrong on that. I know it doesn't get Poison Powder and Sleep Powder. But yeah, it gets Synthesis, it gets Rest, and it's got Natural Cure as its only ability, I think. So Rest, Natural Cure, switch out into something more bulky, although I'm kind of lacking in the bulk. Switch into something more bulky, and you're awake. You can hit for days. Life Orb, Seed Flare is really all you need. Life Orb, Seed Flare plus Psychic maybe, or Earth Power depending on the mon. Like, Life Orb, Seed Flare hits everything really hard. Even a floor just can't really switch in. Gudra, I mean, Sap Sipper mons are scary. That's the one thing. In my week 1 match, I was fighting a Miltank, or at least the person drafted a Miltank, so I was really scared of that. I won't spoil whether they brought it or whether it put in any work or anything, but yeah. Anything else I want to talk about this mon? Not really. I think I addressed most of it. Yeah. It can be a support mon, it can be a bulk mon, it can be offensive mon, it can be a shaman. Oh, I guess I should have said something, but I mean, as I said, after the first two, the third one's pretty obvious. And yes, I'm not going to my RU pick yet. I'm going to my OU pick, my second OU pick, because these 3 mons I chose at the start when I knew going into joining the league that I wanted to use at least 1 or 2, if not 3 of these mons, and I got all 3, so I knew I needed these 3 mons. So yeah, so Victini is this mon. Banded V creates anyone? Anyone want to take that? Flashfire mons, I guess, but other than that, no. Okay, so Banded V creates. Goodbye. Kingdra can probably take it, but goodbye, because nobody drafted a Kingdra. Goodbye. Again, I'm gonna keep bringing up the week 1 team. They had a Rhydon and a Garchomp, which are 2 mons that actually can switch into V-Create. Maybe not Banded V-Create. But as you'll see when I get into the team, not team builder, but going over the team that I used half of this video, I didn't use the Bandit, I used the Scarf. Spoilers. But yeah, so those 2 mons, it gets Energy Ball and it gets Glaciate. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do against the Victini? Coverage. Bolt Strike on the physical side to hit water types. U-turn. Then Headbutt Stab. I'm struggling. Brick Break. I'm sure it gets other physical coverage moves, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But on the special side, it gets Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Glaciate, as I said, Thunderbolt, obviously Fire Blast, Psychic, Psyshock, Shadow Ball, I think, Signal Beam, maybe, if I didn't say that already. I guess that's about it. It's not the most diverse mon. It gets Workup, and it's very usable as a mixed attacker with a Life Orb, or even a Scarf mixed attacker. It gets Will-O-Wisp and stuff, but it's probably not the mon you're gonna want to use as a defensive mon. You could run V-Create plus random support moves, but I probably wouldn't, especially considering the other mons that I have on this draft. But really, it's just a mon you don't want to switch into. You don't want to have to switch into. yeah, so those three, like, cute legendaries, I guess if you want to call them, they are pretty dang awesome. I'm so glad that I got those 3 mods. So glad. So we keep moving on. We got this nice little format here. I love this. I'm gonna keep using this, and I'm gonna show opponents' teams. When I introduce opponents' teams, I'm gonna use this sort of format. Oh, well, that came out of nowhere. Look, the first RU mon appeared. It's a Scrafty, I think. Yeah. Why do I have a Scrafty? Stab knockoff, you say? Stab high jump kicks, you say? Stab drain punch, you say? 115 defense and special defense. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Intimidate. Dragon dance. Bulk up. Poison jab. Iron head. If not iron tail. As well. The elemental punches. You've got head smash, seed bomb, maybe, not so sure about that one. Stone edge, earthquake, rock slide. I guess those are all 3 rock type moves. Not that earthquake's a rock type move, but head smash, rock slide, and stone edge are. It can be very bulky. AV intimidate. It can be very offensive. It can be a sweeper. It's got Moxie, Intimidate, and Shed Skin. So it can be like, it can be a sweeper who is immune to status, or a bulk mon immune to toxic, or you can run rest. Plus, like, you could run like bulk up rest and invest in this Spadef. This thing's actually really good. It's not obviously as versatile as the other 3 mons. Although, I wouldn't even say that. It can be run in a lot of ways. Like, I'm definitely going more for versatility in these first few picks. One thing I am kicking myself a little bit on is not picking up Hitmontop, because nobody drafted Hitmontop, strangely enough. But I wanted the stab knockoff. I'm kind of also kicking myself for not picking up Weavile and OU. Spoiler alert. But I needed a fast electric type. I prioritized getting a fast electric type, and I was able to get an ice type anyway, and I was able to get a... Well, yeah, this is a dark type. So yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself for not picking up Hitmontop and Weavile, but there's very limited fast electric types that are really good. 2 of them, or what I consider, there's like 4. 2 of them are an OE, 1 of them's an RU, and I would have loved to get Jolteon. Jolteon would have been my pick here, but I was last, and Jolteon was the first to go, as it normally is in these formats. And what's the other one? There's definitely 4, but I can't recall what the other one is. I might look that up. Oh, actually, I think there's 3 in OU. 3 that I was thinking of are in OU. And the 1 in RU. But yeah, let's stop talking about stuff that I don't want you to know about, because we're not at the 3rd OU pick, or anywhere near it. So yeah, there's the 4 mons laid out in this nice little format I got going on here. And my next mon is my first NU mon. I went with a mon that I was aware of. That I was comfortable with, have used before in this format. It's amazing as a special attacker. It's amazing as a, like, lead setup sort of mon. It gets like magic code, it gets Will-O-Wisp, it gets taunt, it gets rain and stun, which actually worked pretty well with my team, not gonna lie. Low-key, solar beam, hidden power fire, sorta shaman-y thing, and my 3rd mon gets weather ball, so that's pretty obvious what my 3rd mon is now. But anyway, so back to this one. It gets coverage for days in special rock, special ghost, special psychic, special fire, special ice, special thunder, or electric, grass too. It has over 100 base speed, and if you haven't figured it out by now, you're probably not a competitive battler. It is Miss Magius, and yes, I love Miss Magius. It is easily one of the best NU mods in my opinion, and I'm so glad I was first because I got it. Miss Magius, Now, its physical defense is terrible, its HP is pretty terrible too, and its physical attack are pretty terrible, but it can live knockoffs from a Bisharp with a Colbur Berry. You need the Colbur Berry, but it's actually really, really good. It's surprisingly good. It gets surprising coverage. Power Gem, anyone, Taunt, etc. I already talked about it. It gets Levitate as its ability, so those ground types aren't giving me a problem, although my team wasn't really weak to ground as is. But still, I really just wanted a Mon over 100 base speed, and Miss Magius was there. Miss Magius I am comfortable with, I know what it can do, and I was happy to add it to my team. Let's go Miss Maggie. Okay, so I already went over Victini obviously, so my next UU mod is, oh wait, sorry, I mixed that up. My next NU mod, I'm not so sure about. I like it. I've seen it used very well in this format. I've seen it can be really bulky, it can be really offensive, it gets Swift Swim, it gets Rapid Spin, it gets Stealth Rock, it gets Knock Off, and it's not the Mon you think it is. Or maybe it is. But either way, it is Armaldo. I think you guys were probably expecting a Kabutops here, but Armaldo is it. Armaldo is so good. Now, I say that now, and I could never bring it to a battle, or I could bring it to not one battle. I worded that incorrectly. It's whatever. I love Armaldo. I love its design. I love it as a Pokemon. I've never really used it much, so I could be completely wrong about it being amazing. But it gets access to Priority and Aqua Jet. It gets access to Stab, Rock Stab, Bug, Aqua Tail, Knockoff, Iron Tail, I want to say as well. Earthquake. I'm sure it gets other coverage moves that I'm not thinking about. Cross Poison is there, even if I don't have Iron attacks, or Steel attacks. I really can't think what else this thing gets, but that's honestly enough. Like, it's not as versatile as my other mons, but it can be run as a Swords Dance Sweeper, it can be run bulky, or it can be run as a setup mon. And I really just wanted rocks at this point in the game. That's the main reason why I got it. Priority and rocks. And Rapid Spin. So those three things really brought me to this mon. You get Knockoff just added to it. Like, I just wanted to try it out. Okay. So next Mon. Again, I wasn't so satisfied with our speed tiers. We have 3 100 base speed, 2 that are not speedy at all, and I don't know their speed off the top of my head, and 1 base 105. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you, Ambipom would have been my Mon, my first Mon, if Jolteon was gone, and it wasn't. But it was gone. And there was one other Mon, there was a few Mons I was debating between. Rhyperior was one of them. I'm probably not going to get it because I've gotten Armaldo. Hitmontop was one, and I mean I have Scrafty, so why would I pick that up? But the other one was Mincino? I'm not sure, whichever the evolved one is. And I was thinking, it's a hard hitter, or at least it can be. It's really, really fast. It's got surprisingly good coverage. So why not? There wasn't anything else really in RU at the time that I saw that I wanted. I knew what I wanted my third RU pick to be, but I wasn't sure about the second one, so I just figured, hey, why not go Cincino? I'm pretty sure. So yeah, scope lens. Let's go over its abilities first. Technician, which is usable, but skill link is definitely better. And cute charm, it's hacksy. It could work, but it's really situational. So it's definitely more you want to go for skill link. I think it's bullet seed, rock blast, and tail slap, which are really good. I wish I got icicle sphere and arm thrust, but who am I to complain? And water shuriken. Why not just give it all 6? I think that's all the multi-hitting moves that are like of different types. But anyway, yeah. So it gets those 3. It gets U-turn if you want to run like a scarf set or a banded set. It runs knockoff. It learns gunk shot, seed bomb, iron tail probably. Aqua tail it gets, I'm pretty sure. That might be about it. But even still, that's good enough coverage. It's speed stats the main reason why I picked it up. It can be run as a annoyance with a King's Rock. You get a 50% chance to flinch on all of those multi-hitting moves with a skill link. It can be run with a scope lens, which can make those multi-hitting moves really, really, really devastating. Can be run with a choice band, and like if this thing outspeeds the entire team and they're not running a scarf and you're running it with a choice band, there's nothing they can do. It's just gonna cause massive damage, break down teams for sure. And choice scarf is kind of there if you have to, but more than likely you'd want to run. You could run life orb too to switch up moves. So choice band / life orb, choice band / life orb, King's Rock, and scope lens. So yeah, those 3 moves. Yeah, so basically for the speed, the power, the flinching, that's why Cincino's here. And for my next one, you'll see here. I don't really have that bad of a fighting weakness. 2 fighting... Actually, I've got 2 fighting weaknesses. I was thinking Armaldo and Cincino, but it's Scrafty and Cincino. But I've got a immunity in Miss Magius and a resistance in Victini. So, this was kind of irrelevant to mention. I wanted Ice Stab, and I wanted Ground Stab, and Mamoswine was still available. Who left Mamoswine there? Who would leave Mamoswine for me to pick up as the last UU pick of the second round? Everybody, apparently. Ice Shard priority, Earthquake, Stone Edge, Knockoff, Rocks Slide, but Stealth Rock, Freeze Dry if you want to surprise a Gastrodon or something, Icicle Sphere to break subs or Focus Sashes. That's about it, really. There's lots of sets you can run. You'd usually want to run Thick Fat because it just lets you live like fire attacks and lets you resist ice attacks. You've got a bulky set where you can run like AV or Leftovers, and it's got like 110 base HP, I think. Its defenses aren't that great, but with 110 base HP, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, you can run Offensive Life Orb, you can run Sash Lead, Rock Setter, you could run Scarf, Banded. Banded Mamoswine takes lives. It's bulky enough that it can usually live at least 1 hit and just deal massive, massive, massive damage. Yeah, so priority Ice and Rock typing is why I picked this thing. It prevents people from bulk switching all over my face. It's good. Yeah, so now we're at Big Teeny, and we already talked about that, so let's go to my third OU Mon, in that fast electric type. I was debating between Mega Manectric, Raikou, and Mega Manectric, Raikou, and Landorus. Yeah, Landorus is a fast electric type. Thundurus Incarnate, the one with Prankster and Prankster Thunderwave. That one was picked up. I was also debating on Clef here because it's easily that and Manaphy are the two best OU mons, but Clef went as well. So it was between Mega Manectric or Raikou, and I really wanted a different Mega. Yes, I wanted a Mega outside of OU. So I decided to go with the mon that I'm comfortable with and that I really like. It has really good coverage. It has Calm Mind Substitute. It has Weathered Wall, which I'm pretty sure Manectric doesn't get. Low key. Probably this mon instead. Raikou, Weather Ball, Extrasensory, Aura Sphere, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, Substitute, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt. What else do you need? Rain Dance, Sunny Day, Light Screen, Reflect. Not sure if it gets Reflect, but definitely gets Light Screen. It's good. It only does 2 or 3 things. Its ability is Pressure, I think. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but it can be bulky. It's deceptively bulky. Put an AV on this mon, it can live hits for days. It takes on any Jolteon ever. Can be offensive with a Life Orb or Choice Specs. I usually ran a Life Orb and definitely regretted it. Although Choice Specs is really iffy because if you run 2 electric type moves on this thing, which I usually did, you run 2 electric type moves on this thing, and there's like a ground type or like a Bolt Absorb / Lightning Rod mon on the opposing side of the field, it's kind of meh. It's kind of bad. So yeah, Life Orb, Choice Specs. You don't want to run a Choice Scarf probably because it's got base 115 speed. You could if you're fighting a really fast team, but you probably don't need to. You could run Leftovers, especially for like the Calm Mind subset. Hidden powers for days, usually like HP Ice, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and X other coverage move. So yeah, really fast, really powerful. Tied for the fastest mon on my team. Definitely more usable than Cincino most of the time. It's really good. So yeah, so we've got all of our bases covered, or most of our bases covered. We got our water type, bulky, potentially bulky water. We've got our really powerful grass type, really powerful fire type. Sorry guys, I'm losing my voice a little bit here. Powerful fighting type, powerful knockoff abuser, 3 powerful knockoff abusers, 4 actually. Ground type, ice type, really fast mons, really heavy hitters. We don't so much have bulk, and I guess this is actually a pretty good segue, because our next mon is definitely our most bulky mon. Although it's not, I didn't draft it just for the bulk. I drafted it because it's got insane coverage. It can do so many different things. It's got 3 usable abilities, and it's a dragon type. It is a Goodra. Yes, Gooey. Yes, Gooey, Sap Sipper, Hydration Rest. 2 Hydration Rest mons on the same team with a powerful ass Raikou that can learn Thunder and just obliterate people. Please, can I have that? Yeah, I can have that. Oh, thank you so much. Weather Ball on the Raikou too. Oh, this is good. Yes, I'm being silly, but Scooter is so good. Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Fire Blast, Sludge Wave, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake Power with Aqua Tail, Dragon Tail, Outrage, Fire Punch. I think it gets all 3, at least Fire Punch and Thunder Punch. It gets Thunderbolt if I didn't already say that. What else do we get? Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor. Other things that I'd want to run on it. Iron Tail. Yeah, actually, Iron Tail hits fairies from the physical side. Could be really good against a certain Forges user. Gets Poison Tail too, I think. Acid Armor. Amnesia. Actually, let me talk about something that I forgot to mention. Scrafty, yeah, that mon with 115 base defenses, or something along those lines. It gets access to Iron Defense and Amnesia. What? Iron Defense, Amnesia, Rest. Actually, no. Iron Defense, Amnesia, Dragon Dance, Drain Punch, anyone? Huh? Oh my god, I'm gonna have so much fun playing these battles. Yeah, so Hydration Rest, really bulky with 115 special defense, 110 attack, 100 special attack. Actually, I think those are reversed. But still, usable attack and usable special attack on a really bulky mon that can help stop sweeps with GUI, or physical sweeps anyway. Why not? Why wouldn't I want this thing? Yeah, so our fairy weakness is actually not pretty bad. Well, meh. I don't know, that doesn't segue into my next mon. My next two mons are definitely random, or you guys are gonna think they're random. I drafted them to help stop sweeps, and to help me sweep. Well, at least one of them to help me sweep. One of them definitely pairs really well with the Raikou pick, and the Shaman pick, and the Gudra pick, and the Miss Maggie's pick, and even the Victini pick. But that's not this mon. This next mon's going to be a repeat typing. It's going to be Mega, and, well, I mean, that doesn't really narrow it down. Mega Camera, Mega Lily, and Mega Banette are all types that I've thought already. But it stops sweeps, it burns things, it's Debon Prankster, it's got 165 base attack, it is Banette. It gets Calm Mind, it gets Cotton Guard, it gets Will-O-Wisp, I already said that, Protect, Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Gunk Shot. I don't think it gets Seed Bomb, but I'm gonna say it just in case. Knock Off, Sucker Punch, 165 base attack. Its speed's terrible and its defenses aren't very good. But I've got a Tailwind Shaman, and my next mon actually learns Tailwind too. So watch out for this thing. It's usually not a physical attacker, but it definitely can be, and it's definitely a scary one at that. Yeah, basically just to stop sweeps. Prankster, Sweeper, Stopper. I know in the past, like, you guys don't know this, but in the past I've been weak to set up sweepers. So I wanted something to help stop sweeps, and Mega Banette does that really nicely. Yeah, so my next mon, nobody's gonna be able to predict it. It is extremely random. I love it. I love this mon. I don't like its design at all, but I love what it does competitively. And that is Baton Pass, Prankster, Tail Glow. What? Volbeat! Hi, little buddy, Volbeat. It gets Confuse Ray and Thunder Wave. Oh, and so does Banette, actually. That's something that I didn't know that I found out when I was looking through the movesets. It gets Reflect and Light Screen. No, just Light Screen, I think. Tailwind, Baton Pass. All of these are Prankster. It gets Metronome if I want to run it for some reason. Not that I would want to run it. But yeah. It's just really good. It's deceptively good, and that's why I wanted it. It's deceptively bulky, even though it doesn't look like it. And yeah, why wouldn't I want this mon? Why would anyone not want a Volbeat? Okay. So that's my draft. All 12 mons. Now, the team is honestly not the best team that I could have built, but it's got some really good mons. I wish it was more bulky, but it's definitely more of an offensive team with like some shenanigans thrown in there. But yeah, I hope you guys like the team too. This has been Knoxtra. I'm sorry if this dragged on a lot. I don't know. I don't have any idea how long this video is, but it's probably going to be close to an hour, so editing it's going to be really fun. Not, but I wanted to give you guys a good introduction to my team and really just get you interested. I'm really excited to bring this to you, and I really hope you guys will enjoy it. Anyway, if you liked the video, be sure, well, I don't know why I'm saying this because the video's not over. Bring it in part 2. It's this team right here. We got Nero, Victory, Nero the Manapy, Victory the Victini, Shenanigans the Prankster Volbeat, Creepypasta the Banet, Puff the Magic Gudra, and Sonic the Hedgehog Shaman. Sonic the Hedge Shaman. Sonic the Shame Hog. Sonic the Hodgman. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I've got. I guess I should go over my opponent's team too. I didn't really think this through very well, did I? Let me pull that up for me to look at. Hey, here we go. So my opponent's team is Mega Venusaur, Garchomp, Mew, Feraligatr, Infernape, Florges, Magneton, Hitmonlee, Selgor, Swellow, Rhydon, and Miltank. Right. So I'm gonna try and go over what I thought of when I first saw this team, looking at it in the team building. What I noticed was Victini, he doesn't have a lot for it. Victini kind of ruins his life. He has, sure, he could run Bulky Feraligatr, and actually I don't have anything on this Victini for Bulky Feraligatr. That could be a problem. That could definitely be a problem. Although I do have ways of dealing with it in Dragon Tail or Seed Flare. I mean, bulky. If he's running a bulky Gator, it doesn't get recovery other than rest, so it would be like Waterfall, Ice Punch, and Crunch. I don't know. It's whatever. But Victory pretty much destroys his team, other than Bulky Gator, Bulky Rhydon, and Bulky Garchomp. So what I'm expecting is the Garchomp to be his switch-in. He could also use Mega Venusaur. A physically defensive Mega Venusaur can actually take Beak Creates and Zen Headbutts easily, which is insane. But I have a counter for that. Yeah, so V-Create, Zen Headbutt hits a lot of his mons. His U-turns for initiative and Glaciate's there just for the Garchomp in case that is his switch-in, which I am really kind of expecting it to be. If it's not, then that'll be a wasted move slot, but it's whatever. Other than that, next mon I picked was Nero, I think, because it pairs really well to get rid of the Rhydon, which I can't hit. It's also able to take hits from the Infernape, the Feraligatr, the Garchomp, like any physical threats, which he has. Most of his mons are physical threats. He's got a Selgor, which can hit especially. He's got Magneton, he's got Florges, and he's got Venusaur, and Mew, I guess. I'm really expecting a bulky Mew. I would kind of prefer an offensive Mew because Mew is scary. It's got, I don't know why, but its bulk is so good. I guess it's only got 100, 100, 100 bulk, but for some reason it's so hard to kill. Tailglow Scalds work to help kill the Mew, and so does Seed Flares. But man, Mew is a monster defensively. Right, so it's got Scald, Toxic, Tailglow, and Rest. Nero's got Scald, Toxic, Scald, Psychic, Tailglow, and Rest. The Psychic's there so that I can Tailglow on a Mega Venusaur switch-in, which is kind of what I'm expecting, and go for the Psychic afterwards. It's a 2-hit KO, so I'd have to live a Giga Drain, which I can live a Giga Drain unless he's offensive. But if he is offensive, then he's probably not living the Psychic. Now, 2 Psychics do not KO after the Giga Drain, but it brings it down far enough that I'm willing to trade Nero for Mega Venusaur, assuming like stuff like Infernape and like, I don't know, Infernape, Feraligatr are kind of mostly dealt with at the time. I do have a switch in to Mega Venusaur and Puff, Sap Sipper, AV, Max Defense, Adamant with Max Attack. This thing I feel like is going to put in so much work if I can switch into a Giga Drain or a Leech Seed or a Sleep Powder. Just switch into Puff, get the +1 in attack, and Outrages are going to hit everything other than that floor just so hard. And the Iron Tail is probably going to OHKO, honestly. He'd have to be running really defensive floor just to have that +1 Iron Tail not OHKO. Even to survive the non-+1 Iron Tail, he'd have to be running a really physically defensive Florges. And EQ's there for the Magneton. Mostly, I want a Dragon Tail, whatever switches in. I know I don't have rocks and stuff, which might be an oversight on my part with the combined with the Dragon Tail, but I think this will work. Yeah, so let's go for these two. These two definitely help stop sweeps. That's the main job of these two mobs. Oh, I guess I should talk about Rest without Rain Dance on this mon. So obviously Hydration, Rest, but where's the Rain Dance? Well, the Rain Dance is on Shenanigans. Say I have my Sash intact, I can go like Thunder Wave / Confuse Ray, and then Rain Dance into Baton Pass if I want, or, well, I mean, I wouldn't probably need to go for Baton Pass at that point, but, the only problem with this mon is I need a clean switch in if hazards are up, but other than that, it's good. He has 3 Thunder Wave immunities, so maybe Thunder Wave isn't the best move to put on there, but Parafusion, I really just want to come in to game 1, showing that I'm not afraid to go Haxie if I have to. Haxie offense, I guess, is what this draft should be called. Bulky Haxie offense? Sure. But yeah, that's about it. That's really all I have to talk about. Oh, since I didn't do the like going over the each mon with their sets and stuff, I want to bring up something about the Volbeat here. I said that if I lose all of the games that I play in the last game, I will run Metronome Volbeat with only Metronome, and just for fun, you know. Prankster Metronome could be fun. Could definitely be fun. So on to Creepypasta. Again, it's really like it's counter stall. It's counter stall with D-Bond to prevent sweeps. That's really all it is. It has no offensive pressure at all. As you can see, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Protect, Destiny Bond. You protect into the Mega Evolution, and then if it's a sweeper, you go for D-Bond and Will-O-Wisp repetitively. or if it's a bulky mon, you go for plain split Will-O-Wisp. Like his team, let's look again at his team. Mons that don't want to set up and that aren't bulky could be Garchomp, but that's a debond worthy mon. Could be Infernape. Infernape's a little bit hard for this mon to deal with. A Selgor sets up on it, but other than those two mons, well, I guess Rhyperior is kind of hard to deal with too, but at the same time I can use Will-O-Wisp and Pain Split. Yeah. And then we've got Puff the Magic Dragon. We already talked about her. She hits everything for super effective. Well, not everything for super effective. She hits everything that resists Outrage for super effective damage, and Outrage is hitting super hard. I wonder. Now, I imagine that Mega Venusaur can live 2 Outrages, but I would like to check that with a calc. Let's see here. I'm sorry you guys can't see this, but it's probably for the best. Because the way that I have it set up, oh my god, a UU Choice Band set is a thing for Goodra. I guess that's a thing people run. I didn't know that. Right, so let's get rid of the Choice Band and go for whatever. And go to Adamant. Yeah. Outrage. Ooh, that doesn't sound fair. Well, I mean, it does 30 to 36%. At +1, it does 46 to 54. Yeah, so that's better. So if we're able to switch into the, but then we have to deal with confusion hacks, so that's a little scary. But that's why we have Dragon Tail on this Pokemon, so that we can make our matchups more favorable. And we've got Sonic the Shaman. I think the main reason I decided to go physical on this Pokemon, and you can quote me on this, is because it doesn't. Sludge Wave does nothing to a Florges, and I wanted something to hit Florges, and I didn't want to run Mix this week, so physical it was. I wanted Iron Tail and I wanted Dragon Tail, and I wanted something to hit the Magneton, so Earthquake was there, and might as well slap Outrage on it and make it fully physical. One move that I kind of wanted to put on here was Power Whip, but I think this is an okay set as is. I'm kind of really gonna I feel like I'm gonna be kicking myself for putting Glaciate instead of Bolt Strike on here, but you never know. Bolt Strike's so common that, like, I feel like he wouldn't expect it, or he would expect Energy Ball because he's got the ride on, and it hits the Feraligatr too, so I feel like Feraligator's not going to be the switch in. It's more obvious to me that the mon that's less obvious is going to be the switch in, or it's more obvious to me that he's going to fear the grass type move, so he's going to use Garchomp as the switch in. Let me phrase it that way. Garchomp or Rhyperior, or Garchomp or Rhydon, and Glaciate hits the Rhydon, not super hard, but it slows it down and stuff, so that's good. And I can go into Nero at that point. And my last mon here, Shaman, is basically, it has speed to outspeed, I think, max speed Venusaur, I want to say. Not max speed Miltank because it's base 100. Maybe Magneton too. I'm not too sure about that. Actually, I think it outspeeds Feraligatr too. I could check that real quick. Feraligatr. Jolly. 252, yeah, 280. So I do outspeed max speed Feraligatr, which is nice. As long as he doesn't have the DD amp. As long as he doesn't have the DD. Why do I say DD dance? As long as he doesn't have the DD up, I outspeed him. And yeah, so I'm guessing that's for gotta be for the Magneton, because I think Mega Venusaur and Feraligatr have the same base speed. But yeah, so it's Seed Flare and Psychic and Earth Power. Again, Earth Power is for the Magneton, Psychic's for the Mega Venusaur, and Seed Flare's for everything else. Nothing really wants to take a Seed Flare other than the Mega Venusaur. So that should be good. And then rest is just there to increase survivability so I can hit things really hard for as long as I can. The HP there is just to add a little bit of bulk because I didn't need it in speed and my special attack's already maxed out, so I just put it into HP. Any other odd EV spreads? Not really. This one, speed. What's that speed for? I think I outspeed Swellow, non-Scarfed, who's gonna run a Scarf Swellow? I outspeed everything on his team other than a Selgor that isn't Scarfed. And yeah, that's pretty much my team. I don't know what else to say. I'll see you guys on the battlefield really soon. If you like this video, be sure to like the video, and if you'd like to see my battles, be sure to subscribe. I'll try to have this video as well as a TCG opening on the Monday. So you'll know this is going up on Monday. 100% because I'm having my battle on Monday. But I really hope I can get the TCG opening on Monday too. If the TCG opening is not up on Monday, it will 100% be up on Tuesday, I guarantee you. And we will have a Uranium episode on Friday as well. Yeah. Bye!